Hello, lovely human. I am MEC, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about contentment during this mini meditation. I really want to focus on finding little things to be grateful for, because I tend to think that I feel the most content when I notice all of the little things I can be grateful for in my life, regardless of how silly it sounds and how weird it feels. So let's start. I want you to start out by, regardless of where you are in your day, whether you just woke up or whether you've been awake entirely too long, I want you to think of one of the things that you really enjoyed about today. Maybe it was the fact that you got to sleep in for 5 extra minutes, or whether it was the fact that the sun was out today. Maybe someone smiled at you who you were not expecting to smile at you. Or perhaps you were able to eat something you really enjoyed eating. There's got to be at least one small thing, it doesn't have to be big, that you really enjoyed today. And I want you to focus on that thing. And while you focus on how pleasurable that thing was, I want you to visualize it. What did it feel like? Where were you when it happened? Does that thing happen often? Is it something you get to indulge in all the time? Or is it something that's kind of unique that you haven't really gotten to experience that much? Or maybe it's a brand new experience. I want you to really hone in and paint this very vivid picture of this pleasurable moment that happened during your day. I want you to paint a very vivid picture of this small moment in time where you experienced joy today. Now I want you to think of something that made you think a little bit more about yourself today. It could be when you looked in the mirror. It could be when you had a thought. It could be a positive thought. It could be a negative thought. Just something that made you reflect on your person today. Whether it's a good thought or a bad thought. It doesn't have to be a judged thought. It could be a random thought. I want you to think about what you reflected on yourself today. Maybe it was that you went into the mirror and thought, I actually think I look kind of nice today. Or maybe you tripped on the sidewalk and you thought, oh, I looked really silly just now. I just looked so silly and I'm kind of embarrassed. Or maybe you were sitting down and you were doing work and you're like, I am so tired right now. Anytime where you just kind of stopped and you were in that moment because you were reflecting on yourself. And if you can't think of something, just do it right now. Reflect on whether you feel a little bit silly right now, or whether you feel pretty calm, or whether you don't really feel anything strong at all. You're just kind of listening. That's okay too. I want you to connect the concept of being present for that pleasurable moment with when you were present when you reflected on yourself. We tend to be very, very in tune to judging ourselves or having a thought about ourselves, and we're pretty present when we do that. But we're not necessarily as present when we have a pleasurable moment or something good happens and you're like, I didn't take the time to really appreciate how lovely that thing was, or that experience was, or that person was, or that bagel was. So now I want you to go back to your first experience that we talked about, the thing that was pleasurable about today. And I want you to think about it from all angles. I want you to picture yourself there, the way that you looked in that moment, how it felt. Were there any smells? Were there any sounds? What did it feel like in your body when you were having that moment? And I want you to think about how when you go throughout your day for the rest of the day today or tomorrow, next time you have a moment that you realize, wow, this is actually really nice. I really enjoy where I'm at right now. And just really take the time to ground yourself in it and being like 100% there for that small thing that you really enjoyed. And then at the end of the night, you can go back and look back and see how much more you remember about that moment because you took the time to be way more content and in the moment when you were feeling that really good thing that happened. This is a small little practice that I'm trying to do more frequently, and I hope it helps you. That's it for this little mini meditation. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, wherever that may be. You've got this.